Right. So it's June 22nd, we're in the heart of the summer. I can't think of a better place to be than Athens, Greece. So good morning, besides Athens. I'm Dimitrios, Patsos, the CEO of Patsos in cybersecurity, and we're going to discuss about the vulnerability landscape of Greece. So this is a collective report that we conducted internally in Atacom, and we have three main reasons to do it. One, and the primary reason was the fact that we couldn't find credible data about our country. So we either had to do educated guesses about what's going on, or we either had to do statistical analysis or extrapolating data from global reports, like the Horizon, for example, and try to say if this is happening on a global scale with 7 billion people, this is what must be happening for Greece. Second reason, the first version of this report was published back in October, was to contribute to ENISA's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And the third reason, and perhaps the most important one, and that's the key message for the day, is to encourage information sharing. This is how Atacom sees the vulnerability landscape of Greece. So I strongly encourage all the Greek folks to contribute to this, so that we have a wider picture and understand what's really the case. Some demographics. We did approximately 215 pen tests during the last 3.5 years for almost all the major verticals in Greece. And then we deducted findings from retests or purpose-built engagements, so that we have unique vulnerabilities identified. We also deducted results from the subsidiaries of Greek companies abroad, so we're talking Greece only, not the Greek subsidiaries in other countries. And we can see from a first glance that the majority of the engagements were about web application testing, followed by infrastructure engagements, mobile tests, and a small sample of social engineering. And we'll not discuss about this in a minute. Not a big fan of the numbers, but during these 3.5 years, we have identified 1,200 unique vulnerabilities. What's really important, I think, is that we see some uniformity here. Almost 40% of the findings in infrastructure engagements were either ranked as high or critical. Same stands for web apps. 35% are ranked as high or critical, and similar is about the mobile space. Approximately 30% of the findings are either ranked as high or critical. And these are the first indicators of the Greek market. However, the Greek market has given us some very interesting trailing indicators, which we try to put them into context and better understand what's really the case. So, typically in every engagement, the average number of findings were 36 unique vulnerabilities. That's a big number. And what's even a bit more worried is that 24% of it, that means 8 confirmed vulnerabilities, were ranked as high. What these numbers mean is that we had 8 different ways to accomplish the mission. So we have 8 different ways to accomplish the mission. So we have 8 different methods to try to breach into the corporate network or the application. Surprisingly, vulnerabilities ranked as medium or low took 34 months before they were remediated. So usually, when a high or critical finding is identified, we call, the other end of the line and say, you have this, okay, we're going to remediate that. So we're going to patch it or do something. But regarding medium and low-level vulnerabilities, 34 months. That's almost 3 years. So we leave 3 years our systems unpatched. And I think we can all understand that the medium rank vulnerability today, after 34 months, is not a medium vulnerability any longer, right? Root cause is configuration. We're going to see a bit more in a minute. The oldest vulnerability found was back from 1999, and this didn't happen once, not twice, but 3 times. So the first report I received in my desk, I said, okay, it may happen. It's SNMP default community strings, by the way. Second, I said, okay, it's a coincidence. The third time I can't resist myself, I called the CISO and the other, and then I said, you know something, there's a vulnerability 20 years old. Why? he calls me back after a couple of weeks and said, this is a default SNMP community things because we use the system to protect from the Millennium Bug. You remember the Millennium Bug? Okay, that's good. And one of the most astonishing indicators that it took us, on average, 3 business days to break in. That's 3 times 8 hours. That's a full day. So a skilled attacker, within 1 day, 24 hours, he usually breaks in a Greek application or network. And we proud ourselves of being, agile and, trained or aware, but a staggering 20% in social engineering exercises give failed their credentials. So maybe these 3 days is also, it can become faster if we exploit social engineering vulnerabilities. So if some, please.
So here's how
Up to you. Please.
Is there any information around the verticals? I mean, what we're looking at?
It's mostly large-scale organizations, but not in terms of size or number of users. It's large-scale organization considering the impact of the customer in the country. Right? We don't have these 100,000 employees any longer in this. Okay. So if someone asks, what's really the case with vulnerabilities in Greece? I think we can reply using 5 words. It's Houston, we have a problem. But because words are stronger in our mother tongue, in Greek it's Navajo. That's an amazing picture, right? I want to be transported there, I don't know, like that. But still it's a shipwreck. Something bad has happened there. And let's dive a bit deeper to understand what's really happening. So infrastructure engagements, that's the findings. Crypto doesn't mean blockchain. It means SSL, for God's sake. We're still using SSL version 1 and 2. And that's a staggering 40% of the findings. How many of you guys are doing firewalls on your daily routine? Congratulations, you're a winner. It's simply 1% of exposed services. So we're doing really well in not exposing services that shouldn't be exposed. However, 21% for misconfiguration, 15% of unsupported platforms, and 23% because of patching means almost 60% comes from improper system maintenance. Web apps, this is a different, of course, categorization. Client side, there is a tendency, no user left behind, so we see that the web applications in Greece tend to support Internet Explorer 6. Why? Because there are customers, or potential customers, still using Internet Explorer 6. Information leakage, 20%, and insecure configuration, again, 26%. In the mobile app, majority is insecure configuration again, and then client-side vulnerabilities. So, out of these 1,200 unique vulnerabilities, we had to choose the top 3. The top from infrastructure engagements, from web apps, and from mobile apps. So, we have 3 winners. So, top vulnerability was common, to be honest, is SSL medium strength ciphers. And that's a medium rank vulnerability, by definition. In the web application space, it's host header injection. Again, it's a medium rank vulnerability. And in the mobile app, it's lack of certificate payment. It goes to medium or high, depending on what can be done. So we have 3 medium rank vulnerabilities here, and let's see how we can combine these in order to do something really, really bad. I would ask you no photos, please, for the next 3 slides. Thank you. So, we had 2 occasions. We sent an email, said we have 20% chances of someone giving filling the credentials. Good. We had more than one, apparently. Second step, we took access to the ERP of the system using these SSL medium strength ciphers. Since we're already there, we do some lateral movement and we see that Actually, we can find what we need to steal from the customer, and checking the inventory that this is already there. And then by using lack of certificate pinning, we even got a receipt for that. So by using 3 medium-sized vulnerabilities, we were able to accomplish a tax legitimate transaction without anybody understanding or noticing anything. That's surprising by definition, but what was surprising is that the fact that we were, someone else was already there. So someone else has already broken in, and that's also something pretty worrying, because we don't have methods or ways to understand that something that is also happening. So, before wrapping up, what I think would contribute better in better security hygiene for Greek organizations is first of all baselines. I think that if we are able to, let's say, use well-defined system baselines, we would avoid this 60% of improper system maintenance. In secure protocols, guys, it's time to move on. No more telnet, no more SSL version 1 or 2. It's high time we move on to something more secure. DLP and encryption, by definition, we will be breached, so it's a matter of time before we are breached. So something that controls our crown jewels, like DLP or encryption, would perhaps minimize the damage. Awareness, of course, this 20% of social engineering is really high, so we need to do something about it. EDR, it's surprising that we are breaching a corporate network and nobody pays attention. There's no alert from the other side, so we must have something to give us an indication that something is going bad. And certificates. We're still using expired certificates for all certificates in our web services. And last but not least, that's a big word, it's SDLC. I think that we need to code a bit better. And I know there are some trends and some initiatives from Greek universities towards secure coding, but I'm sure the community will have something more to contribute here. And last but not least, of course, more penetration testing. The more engagement, the merrier. You can understand better the real situation. So it's breach and attack simulation. That's about it. A special kudos to Atacom team for compiling that. And thank you very much for watching.